Okay, guys, answering another comment on my YouTube channel. Hey, bro, can you make a video on form for beginners? Yes. So this one, I'll just give kind of a general idea here. For beginners, you probably don't have level 10s, but just bear with me, and I'm just going to assume that you have level 9s of this particular thing, or level 8s. So just pretend these are level 8s. So the main thing is, and the thing that as a beginner that makes a ton of difference, okay, look at this guy's form. This is a big no-no as far as kind of like how this form's going. Yeah, but I mean, there's a little bit more freedom with the forms and people having some skills in making forms. But for beginners, what's going to take you the furthest and the beginners and separate you from the pack of people that don't really know how to play is just having a tank in the middle or a couple tanks. All right, so I'm assuming you're on defense, but there's a difference for offense and defense. Obviously, on offense, you get to pick what form you're fighting. And then what you want to do is have rear attackers. And these can be either all the rear attackers are, or the troops that disappear from here and go to the back. So as a beginner, you need to understand how the troops target other troops. So all these troops target the closest troop that's targetable. Okay, and that means you can have these if you want and not those if you don't have that many magic apprentices, although they're really easy to get. So as a beginner, you'll see forms like this. All right, just this one little form here is, and I could probably show you just against this form here. Well, this could be kind of, he's got an alley in there. I was saying I could just probably beat this guy down with a couple of, let's do it. Let's see if we can't take this guy out with a kind of a fun form here. Okay, so is the internet not going to work for me? There we go. We got Plank in there. So here we go. The main thing is, as a beginner, you got to know what the troops target and how it works. So they're going to go to the closest thing. They're going to head for the closest thing that's targetable, and that is the stone golem. The reason it's the stone golem is because these guys fly to the back, and while they're flying, they're not targetable. So they, right off the bat, they might be targetable, but because they just take off into the air, then the targeting on those are gone, and they see that all they can see is all these guys are gone, and there's a stone golem to attack. So everybody's coming for your stone golem. Okay, and meanwhile everyone's focused on your stone golem. These guys can come up and kill all the guys that are attacking your stone golem. Okay, so let's just give this one a shot. I don't know, probably gonna lose this one, but you can see how, where'd my stone golem go? Those guys all went in on my stone golem and just mobbed him. And we just got wiped out by this guy. Okay. I wonder if he's got some level 10s in there. I guess did pretty good damage, but alright, he's got a solid, like, all level 9 army. I wanted to battle that guy. I'm not going to be able to beat Mega Mills. Okay. So, that's with that. You got tanks, and pretty much nothing's going to happen. These guys aren't going to target anybody else until your tank dies. So you keep your tank alive, If they got Orc Hunters, Goblikazis counter Orc Hunters. Orc Hunters land on these guys and die. And then, generally speaking, you want some range. So these don't have to be Frost Archers. They can be Archers if you don't have Frost Archers, or Taurus Witchers. Putting in some range there is a good idea. Generally, these back the 5th and 6th row are for your range. And you can use single load troops also. Ice mages, priest mages, and the like. Okay, and then you want something to protect these guys back here. So generally you put slow moving targets back there. So sometimes pirate ships, sometimes pumpkins, and sometimes, heck, we can put in some of these back here too. Take out stuff. Okay, so it's just kind of a combination of rear attackers, and stunners. You can get troops that stun, like Yashas or Meteor Golems. And it's nice sometimes to have a balance of rear attackers, range, mid-range, and melee troops. But not necessarily. And that's what's kind of fun about this game. There's a lot of different things you can put in there. Lots of different possibilities. But the main thing that's going to separate you from other beginners is most of them, they're just going to build their form willy-nilly, like you saw that. Other no real rhyme or reason to where their guys are. And so because of that, they'll be pretty easy targets for you. Okay, so obviously we're going to lose this one. It's a pretty strong form. But notice how everyone's focused on my one stone golem there. They're all going for him, trying to get him. And they're still trying to get him. Everyone's going for that stone golem still. Everybody's still going for that stone golem. So if I would have had an alley in there, I probably would have nuked most of his guys into the ground. They finally killed that stone golem, and now they're free to go kill other people. That's a really strong form that guy's got. So I just was kind of showing that. But yeah. So this guy's kind of got to figure out. He's got that one little stone golem in the front, and that's going to attract everybody. And as a beginner, this is not a bad form. He's got the melee guys up here, the pilgrims and those guys. He's got some range back here. He's got rear defenders back here, and then he's got some more range here. So, yeah, good looking little form here. Let's see if we can take it with our plank. There we go. So he's got all his guys are focusing on my stone golem there in the front. And they still haven't killed him yet. And they finally, looks like they killed him. It looks like my plank is just not going to have a victory here. But he might. Plank for the W. Yeah, if you can get yourself a decent hero, even like a lower level alley, can really do some damage in there, guys. Plank, I'm not sure what kind of damage he's doing. Let's check it out here. 300,000, not bad. Not horrible. So that's the main thing. And if you can put in a couple more tanks, they'll last a little longer usually. Depending on what your enemy has. If your enemy has that tank in the middle, then you can put a couple things here. And usually split stone golems will take out a single stone golem. So let's try that with plank here. It's going to be a tough road to hoe. But see, this guy doesn't have... he doesn't have rear attackers at the front. He's got an undead soldier and an undead soldier. So my guys are going to attack his undead soldiers and his stone golem instead of just his stone golem. And these guys can't tank as well. So as soon as they die, then I can turn around and kill his rear attackers if he has any. So here we go. We should be able to beat this. He's got a way better hero, but just because his form sucks, we should be able to destroy him. And yeah, not much difficulty there. Granted, my troops are all level 10, so, you know, I'm giving up. He's got a way better hero, but bam, Plank is like, nah, sit down. Okay, and here's another weak form, but he's got the split stone golems on this one too, but he's got no guys that are going to disappear. So with this, if you're going to run a split, you must be aware that these three here, this one, and this one, where these shadow ninjas are targetable by the front, like this front guy. So remember, they go after the nearest target. So this front line right here, this second row middle, is closer for that Sacred Swordsman than these guys are. So he's going to attack here. And you don't really want that. You want them to attack your stone golem. So that's why I leave these first two rows as rear attackers. Okay, he's got a better hero than me. Let's see how this one goes down. Okay, his Sacred Swordsman charged forward and then went for my stone golem there. Meanwhile, my guys could attack all his guys because he had a ton of different guys in the front and not just a stone golem. So instead of your guys just focusing on a couple different guys, they pretty much targeted his whole front army there. And because of that, he dies and Plank is the champ. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you for the question. I do a lot of forms. If you watch my daily videos, a lot of the guys in there, you can see they're really good players. And they have, you can see how they build their forms, you know, and kind of emulate those, and you'll do good. So thanks for watching, and have a great day.